1967 was the year the NFL welcomed an All-American quarterback from Purdue University, Bob Griese. A selfless leader, Griese sacrificed personal statistics for the good of the team. Bouncing back from an injury that took more than half the 1972 season from him, Griese led the Dolphins to the only undefeated record in NFL history.
You have to be competitive, you have to have the drive and the determination, and no matter how much money they pay you, you still have to have the attitude, I would do this for free because I love to play the game.
One look at Larry Csonka's nose says everything one needs to know about how he played the game. Csonka scratched and clawed for every yard he gained, helping lead the Dolphins to consecutive world championships. He was named the most valuable player of Super Bowl VIII after rushing for 145 bruising yards and a pair of touchdowns on 33 carries. The perfect signature performance for a player who bulldozed his way right into the Hall of Fame. Larry Little entered the NFL as an undrafted free agent, but he became an all-pro guard with the Miami Dolphins and a mainstay in their dominating ground game of the 70s. He played 12 seasons in Miami and was a key contributor to the back-to-back championships in 72 and 73. Little was the first player to be named AFC Offensive Lineman of the Year 3 straight years, and he was voted the league's outstanding blocker in Miami's undefeated season of 1972. Linebacker Nick Buoniconti was the quintessential athlete who played bigger than his size. His 5'11", 220-pound frame was soon forgotten by opponents, as they were met with the force of a giant on a weekly basis. Buoniconti once said, "Every play is like life and death. I can't think of anything except the play that's taking place at the moment." The bigger the game, the bigger Nick Buoniconti played. His second quarter interception in Super Bowl VII set up the winning touchdown that helped Miami secure the only undefeated season in NFL history. A native of Warren, Ohio, Paul Warfield was a first-round draft choice of the Cleveland Browns in 1964. Over his 13-year career, Warfield averaged over 20 yards per catch and scored 86 touchdowns. In 1970, Warfield was traded to Miami, where he appeared in 3 Super Bowls and was part of their undefeated 1972 team. He went back to Cleveland in 1976 and retired as a member of the Browns. If Hall of Fame quarterback Len Dawson could pick one legendary player to start a team, his choice might come as a bit of a surprise.
Well, I'd naturally pick somebody that's going to protect me very well, and I'd probably start with the center position. Jim Langer is a great center. I'd pick that guy because a quarterback and a center, they get rather intimate, and so I'd want that guy to be somebody that I felt very comfortable with.
Jim Langer made his quarterbacks feel comfortable for 12 seasons in the NFL. The first 10 with the Miami Dolphins in the 1970s. Langer was a no-frills, quick, low-driving blocker, and he helped the Dolphins' running game power Miami to back-to-back Super Bowl titles. An undrafted free agent who was cut by the Browns as a rookie, Langer went on to 6 Pro Bowls, and in 1972, he played every offensive down in the Dolphins' perfect season. They were one of the greatest teams of all time, and at the center of it all was a little-known Hall of Famer named Jim Langer. Coaching the Colts and legends such as Johnny Unitas only prepared Don Shula for what was to come. Under his direction, the 1972 Dolphins achieved the NFL's first perfect season. winning Super Bowl VII to finish with a record of 17-0. 347 victories was a new record for an NFL coach. Through all of Shula's different looks, one remained the same. Shula had the look of a winner.
Bobby Beathard was noted for his adept eye for talent. An NFL scout prior to joining the Dolphins as director of player personnel in 1972, Beathard was an integral part of Miami's 2 Super Bowl teams. He moved on to Washington, D.C. in 1978, where as GM he molded the Redskins into champions, winning 2 Super Bowls.
The Washington Redskins, for the second time in 5 years, are National Football League champions.
As GM of the Chargers, he ended the team's decade-long playoff drought and guided the franchise to its first Super Bowl in 1994.
A former star at the University of Alabama, Dwight Stephenson was a 5-time All-Pro, the 1983 AFC Lineman of the Year, and a member of 2 AFC champions. As Dan Marino center, Stephenson played an integral part in the young quarterback's development.
A first-round pick out of Pittsburgh in 1983, Dan Marino became the most prolific passer in NFL history. His best year came in 1984. Voted the league's MVP, he led the Dolphins to the Super Bowl and shattered the single-season record for touchdown passes, throwing a whopping 48. That same year, he became the first player ever to throw for more than 5,000 yards in a season. In 1995, he became the NFL's career passing leader in attempts, completions, yards, and touchdowns.
A 5th-round selection out of Texas Tech in 1996 by the Dolphins, Zach Thomas's impact was immediate.
It's intercepted! Zach Thomas! Touchdown!
The AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year, Thomas racked up 100 tackles in each of his first 11 seasons. He intercepted 17 passes during his 13-year career, returning a Dolphin record 4 for touchdowns.
And Zach Thomas now is the all-time Dolphin leader in interception returns for touchdowns.
A first-team All-Pro 5 times, Thomas was selected to 7 Pro Bowls, and his 168 starts were the most by a Dolphins defensive player. Over his 15-year career, Jason Taylor was one of the NFL's most feared defensive ends. From 2000 to 2011, he racked up more sacks than anyone else.
Jason Taylor knocks him down.
The 6-time Pro Bowler recorded 139.5 sacks, 8 interceptions, and 29 fumble recoveries.
Here they come. Jason got him. Fumble.
And in 2006, was named the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year.
Intercepted by Jason Taylor. He's going to go the distance. Touchdown Dolphins.
99 right